So I am conscious of your time. So towards the end of every interview, I have two questions that I tend to ask everyone. They get their own place on YouTube, and actually, in many ways, it's my favorite bit. The first one is: would you be happy to share the best piece of advice you've ever had?
The one that I now think about is two. So there's two of them, but they're similar. So one is um, one hand washes the other,
Hmm.
and the other is brick by brick. And I think it speaks to where I'm at and that kind of continual, relentless,
Hmm.
obsessive, small action every day that can lead to big action over time. Again, those 10,000 hours. That's where I'm at right now. So sometimes on the craziest of days when I've got 1,000 things going on, I'm like one hand washes the other. Like again, time, pace, and commitment. Those are the spaces I now occupy so that I don't ever overpraise myself when I have an
Hmm.
amazing interview and things are great and and I don't ever feel uninspired, because uninspired for me is a dangerous place to be in, and we've
Yeah.
spoken about this ourselves personally. And so the pacing for me is crucial because I have all this energy and all this love and all this passion, and sometimes taking a beat and taking a moment matters.
No, I think it's very cool, and I think it's true for a lot of people. That one of my early guests basically said that say business or life is a marathon; it's not a sprint. So if you genuinely plan to keep doing what you're doing for 20 years, you don't have to do it all today or tomorrow. And for me, it's the element of where at the end of each day, I don't do like the whole Tony Robbins thing where I write to journal, but it's almost about, but I do think I did some good stuff today, even if like nobody else would ever know, but it's one tiny little change that you just build things brick by brick, one tiny little bit at a time. And then the thing that I'm quite guilty of is that, you know, I still remember when COVID first hit and I started to do live stream interviews literally in our spare bedroom at home. And it was in this tiny little room. It was actually ironically the same camera, different lens. But I used to take pillows off our bed to put them on the camera for like soundproofing. And I had this dream to, have a room and have a studio and do this stuff. It was a dream. And then fast forward like 2 years or so, and then I got it and I built it and I kept improving it. But it's just funny that if I was to look back to before I even thought of the roadmap, which is really early days when it was just a Word document, to now, I'd be really proud of that. But then ironically now, I'm like, yeah, but why aren't I further ahead? Why don't I have this? And it's that element
100%.
of just being kind on yourself as well. The other question I love to ask as well, if you were to give advice to your younger self, and you can pick yourself, the kid that hates spinach, obviously, the person at school, the person at university, and or New York, or wherever else you want. If you were to give advice to your younger self, what would it be?
Stay the course. Again, same similar vein of like, I was always someone that had such a strong self-esteem. I never really gave into peer pressure. You couldn't pressure me to do anything. I did what I wanted. I was very strong-willed. Um, but I wish I had less moments of doubt
Wow.
growing up. To be like, is this the right? Because there is a language for this, yeah. There was a language I was trying to find for so long that I think I wasn't as kind to myself as I could have been in the journey of that. And in the exploration of that, evolution is a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm excited to see where we are when we have this conversation again in 5 years or whatever it is, or 2 or 1 or 6 months. I now love evolution. I'm in love with my own evolution and growth, and I allow for that space. So I think just kind of more will be revealed to you if you stay the course.